you from? Where you from? Where you from? Where you from? Where you from? Don't stop, 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 don't stop. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Make it hot. Show me what you got. One more time. West side, make it hot. East side, make it hot. South side, make it hot. Both side, make it hot. Side, make it hot. East side, make it hot. South side, make it hot. Both side, make it hot. One more time, 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 one more time. Say it loud. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. One more time, 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 make it hot. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Make it hot. Show me what you got.
Welcome back. You man Diamond K in here, of course, the Diamond K Show on ONFIRE-TV.com. We got to dive right in. I am very pleasantly surprised at the energy that the Democratic ticket has picked up. Kamala Harris yesterday introducing the world to her running mate, Coach Walz, as she called him. There was a very energetic rally in Philly yesterday, and there were several rallies today. It was a sight to see. So we got things set. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance versus Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Lot to unpack here, definitely. Tim Walz, as I said yesterday, was my pick of the 6 finalists that they were talking about. But as I said, energetic rally, sold out crowd at Temple University, same place that Donald Trump could not sell out, could not put people in the seats. I mean, the energy is not an indicator of votes. But it is an indicator of momentum. And Tim Walz has a lot of momentum. Kamala Harris, the beneficiary of that momentum. So he is a governor from Minnesota. This is her running mate. Now, don't be fooled. They're the same age. Okay, don't be fooled. They are the same age. And yes, so different background. Different type of character altogether from Kamala Harris. And that's what she needed. She needs somebody different than her. And that's what she got. He is different. He's from the Midwest. She's from Cali. Totally different. Yesterday's announcement and the rally, as I called it, a ticket that you can be proud of. So you got some people that's like, why didn't she get a black running mate? And I understand folks that feel like that. However, we need a ticket that has broad appeal, right? And so she needed to get someone that represented and could speak to folks different from her. And that's what she did. That's why she made the selection that she made. So Tim Walz and Kamala Harris brought the house down yesterday in Philly. It was something that And no disrespect to Joe Biden, but it was something that Joe Biden could never do. Tim Walz was able to get the people energized. He was able to speak to the people in a plain, plain way that they could it was relatable. He speaks in a relatable way. He has a relatable story, coming from humble beginnings, working on the family farm, becoming a member of the National Guard, doing that 24 years or so, and becoming a teacher, high school teacher, teaching social studies, and then teaching, being a football coach, linebacker coach. And it's a great story. And of course, Republicans are nervous. They're nervous because this is the type of candidate that can get those independents to come over to vote for Kamala Harris. This is the type of candidate, Tim Walz, is the type of candidate that can get those never Trumpers over if they aren't already over. This is the type of candidate that can get those disenchanted MAGA supporters. Oh, what, you don't think they're disenchanted MAGA supporters? There was one in Pennsylvania a couple months ago at the Trump rally. He was a disenchanted Trump supporter. But it's interesting. So he's not like, and some people may say, "Oh, Hillary did this. Hillary got Tim Kaine." That was a boring white guy that Hillary had. Tim Walz is nothing like Tim Kaine that Hillary picked. Because Hillary and traditionally they will select somebody who won't overshadow them because they're like, I don't want nobody to overshadow me, and the ego kicks in. Kamala could not and did not take that type of approach. She got somebody who was going to be good, regardless of as if they overshadowed her or not. I think that Tim Walz's personality does overshadow her. If we talk about the speech that was given yesterday in Pennsylvania at Temple University, I thought that Harris gave the best speech that I've heard her give, but I thought that Tim Walz's speech was better than hers. Now, somebody that's insecure like Donald Trump would be nervous to have their vice presidential candidate give a better speech than them. But don't have to worry. J.D. Vance won't give a better speech than anybody because he is the drizzling. Yeah, something starts with an S. He's the drizzling. All right. But it's never something that we have to worry about with Donald Trump. Okay. So this is a ticket that folks can be proud of. This is the Democratic ticket, and they have kicked things off. I am super excited. We have a race on our hands. Now, Democrats are still the underdogs, even with the thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm sorry, thousands and thousands of people that came out and the millions and millions of dollars that they have raised. They are still the underdogs. They are still the underdogs. So most folks don't know who Tim Walz is outside of Minnesota. So they spent a lot of time kind of going down his resume, and he has a very vast resume. Becoming a member of Congress, doing that for 12 years, becoming the governor of Minnesota in 2018, doing that. But they have 90 days, going on to 89 days. And hopefully the nation will know him as the vice president of the United States. So now keep in mind this. Donald Trump said that it doesn't matter who the vice presidential pick is. Completely not true. All right. It is very important who the president is. It is very important who the vice president is. The vice president is a heartbeat away from the presidency, meaning something happens to the president, the vice president takes over. So it's super important. How can it not be important? But Donald Trump said that because he's not confident in the choice of J.D. Vance. One of the biggest themes for that launch yesterday was freedom. A lot of talk about freedom. There were USA chants. Freedom, though, is something that was hit upon numerous times. It was a theme. It was a theme. The current vice president cited Walt's time as a National Guardsman and a teacher, and some of his progressive accomplishments as governor of Minnesota. Now, this includes expansive voting rights measures, gun safety laws. He talked a lot about guns. He likes guns. He clearly is a sharpshooter. He's had the background in the National Guard, but he was also a strong advocate for common sense gun laws. And that's going to make some people uncomfortable. They're trying to take our guns. No, common sense. All right. But as I said, freedom was the theme that kept coming up, and the future. So this is a contrast between Donald Trump, representing someone that wants to take you back in time, and the Harris ticket that wants to take you into the future and go forward. Now, the Republicans spent most of their time trying to, label Walz as a radical liberal. Oh, he's a radical. This is terrible. A whole lot of talk like that. Now, I do want to say this: Harris and Walz were preceded on stage by Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, who was awesome. Great speaker. And I really got another chance, and I already knew, but I got another look at why folks were so excited about him. And you're going to hear big things from him, Josh Shapiro, in the future. And so he was gracious. He wasn't like Bernie Sanders. I don't know if you remember when Bernie Sanders in 2016 lost the nomination to Hillary Clinton, and he was a sore loser. He came out and he said the stuff that was on the paper. He read the teleprompter, but he wasn't feeling it. You kind of support Hillary, whatever you're going to do. I can't tell people what to do. If my supporters want to support Hillary, it was just this very weak endorsement, weak endorsement. And I think that it was a representation of being a sore loser. Josh Shapiro, who, according to reports, was in the finalist between Tim Walz and Josh Shapiro. That's who Kamala was choosing from. And obviously she chose Tim Walz. He was the better choice in this instance. And Josh Shapiro came out and opened up for them a very ringing endorsement. It wasn't one of those phone-in endorsements, like I said, like Bernie Sanders did. He was not a sore loser, Josh Shapiro. But he was passed over for the running mate slot. Yet he gave a forceful endorsement for the Democratic ticket, because that's how important this election is. Harris returned the praise in kind. Together with Josh Shapiro, she said, "We will win Pennsylvania." Pennsylvania is a must-win state for Democrats. Must win. And hopefully they will do that. So repeatedly being referred to as Coach Walz, as I said, there was a time where he was a high school teacher, 19 years or so. Kamala tried to draw a contrast between the Minnesota governor and the Republican candidate, J.D. Vance, a couch surfer. And she noted that Walz is a veteran. He served in the Army National Guard. She also highlighted that career, 12 years as a congressman representing a purple district. Something else is very important, meaning that a district that has Democrats and Republicans, he can appeal to both, compromising without compromising your ideals. Very important there. So she highlighted that. She emphasized his quick response in protecting women's reproductive health, something else that is a major theme in this election. So you remember the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. So that is something that this election hinges on. One of many things. Most importantly, Harris looked to ground Walz not as a politician, interestingly, but simply as a high school teacher, a football coach, just a regular middle America type of guy. We all know somebody like that, right? Helped his high school team to their school's first ever state championship. This was a team with the losing record, no wins, or it's one of those things. It's like a movie. Harris, of course, is a Democrat from California, and it was a really good presentation, I thought, and something that's been missing from Democrats as long as Joe Biden's been around. Not around, but as since at least 2020. Something to be excited for. Now, I think that folks were excited in 2016 for Hillary. I do. But this is a different level of excitement that we have not seen since, you got to say it, since President Obama. You haven't seen something like that. You haven't seen young people getting involved. You haven't seen young people energized this way since President Obama. And I, for one, am pleasantly surprised that Kamala Harris is spearheading this. Now, timing is a big part of this. Timing and it's everything. Everything. The weirdos is what they call it. Trump and Vance weird, and they do say and do a lot of weird things. They look kind of weird, and yeah, there's a lot. But there is a battle. Couple of takeaways here. There's a battle of vice presidential hopefuls that is going to be entertaining. Now, hours before Walz made his debut as Harris VP pick, J.D. Vance held his own rally in Pennsylvania to try to counter the Democrats' primetime event, but nobody was worried about that. Nobody was worried about that. So there were a lot of insults and all that good stuff. Yesterday, Walz slammed J.D. Vance as creepy and just weird as hell, and he quickly offered a challenge to a debate. Now, J.D. Vance versus Tim Walz, I definitely want to see that one. That's going to be interesting. Vance will continue to mirror Harris and Walz's schedule this week, hitting Michigan, Wisconsin today, and North Carolina on Thursday. So he's trying to go where they are to try to, I don't know, dim their light a bit. Now, Josh Shapiro's star power and is definitely one thing. Now, I talked about the overshadowing. Josh Shapiro would definitely overshadow Kamala Harris, but I don't think that's the only reason why he was not selected. Now, the crowd was electric for Josh Shapiro. He hit the stage to introduce Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. But I think that his stance as relates to Israel and the war that is going on there in Palestine, and some of his sharp criticism of students protesting, I think that's a big reason. Michigan is in play here. So Tim Walz is somebody that they're hoping can help win Michigan. Josh Shapiro would have been probably, I don't know, a limitation, a liability with regards to Michigan. And we need that. We need Michigan. So another chant that broke out a lot: we are not going back. And I think that's something that's going to stick. We recently have been hearing Kamala Harris talk about we are not going back. We are not going back. And that was something that the crowd really got into. It was undeniable. The headliners of the rally, Walz and VP Harris. But Harris definitely gave a shout out, big shout out. That is a battleground state, and it is crucial for the win in November. Now, sometimes it's about the crowd size. And Donald Trump always talks about the crowd size, but they were way up in what they call the cheap seats, the nosebleeds. It was a packed house at Temple University. I've been to that venue before. Roughly about 14,000 folks in attendance, making this the largest rally for Kamala Harris's campaign to date. There was also something, I don't know, it just the numbers. is something that the campaign hopes will needle Donald Trump. You know, he gets upset about the campaign rallies and the size of the rallies, and when he has empty seats, he'll say, "Oh, you know," he said the school trying to hold me back. The school's trying to stop people from coming in. We got thousands and thousands of people outside. Right? I got you. Sure, you're right. Trump often brags about his own campaign rally attendance numbers, which often bring in thousands of folks. Now, Harris's campaign is now highlighting their own milestone and hoping that this is going to continue to build that momentum and add salt to the wound of Trump and his campaign. Very interesting. So Harris's campaign posted a photo of the rally and a screenshot from a video of Trump's rally at the same arena a month ago. And both from the same angle. The photo from Harris's rally shows supporters filling all the seats, including the top level of the arena. Trump's photo showed the second level of the arena was empty. And, you know, look, these things happen, and you're going to have some rallies where, you know, I guess that it doesn't go the way she wants it to go with regards to attendance. But we have not, I don't know, we haven't seen that yet. And she's only continuing to grow and grow with regards to her support. Another thing that I noticed is, you know, just the way that folks are online supporting the Harris ticket, the things that folks are doing. It is truly a movement. They have cat ladies for Harris. It is a lot going on, and elections a lot of times are not only about policy. Everybody doesn't understand policy. Everybody doesn't want to hear policy. Some people say, let's just let the politicians do the policy, right? And they make their votes based on likability. And that is something that's not something that I do, but that is something that a lot of folks do. And so we got to keep that in mind. But there was just, I think another takeaway from this was joy. There was a lot of talk about the word joy. Republicans want to throw at Kamala Harris that she laughs. And Walz was able to talk about that in the terms of she's bringing back the joy. Joy, very, very refreshing. She's not angry, not grievance filled like Donald Trump and Vance and all the guys and gals that work with them. Yeah, because they're angry for various reasons. I think that she thought about this long and hard. And we have a very interesting 89 days ahead of us. This is going to be a good thing. I think that Joe Biden stepping back, stepping outside of what most people would have done and letting Kamala Harris pick up the mantle was a good thing, great thing. And I definitely commend him for that. We're never going to forget that. And Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, they started out with a bang. They have a lot of cities that they're going to hit. We're going to talk more about the campaign in the very short 89 days that we have until the election. And I'm super excited about this. When Biden was the candidate, I was sad. I'm not gonna lie. I was sad. I could not, if we're gonna lose this election, if Democrats in America, because if Trump wins, America loses. We needed somebody that was gonna give this a real fight. And we have that. Tim Walz, VP Kamala Harris are giving this what you call the old college try. That is what we need, because sadly, Joe Biden was not able, he was not physically able to do it. He's not going to do it. We are in the fight of our lives. This election is a fight for our country, is a fight for our future, and our most fundamental freedoms and rights. Now, we believe in the promise of America. That is something that the Harris campaign is talking about, and this is definitely something that is serious. So we got a lot of folks who are going to be voting for the first time, but you love this country. You believe that the highest form of patriotism is to fight for the ideals of the country, then you got to vote. You got to get out and you have to vote. And the choice is simple. It's not a complicated thing at all. It is not a complicated thing at all. More than 1 in 3 women of reproductive age in America right now live in a state with a Trump abortion ban. This is something that needs to be addressed. Kamala Harris says that she will sign a law restoring and protecting reproductive freedom in every state. So that right there, we got to get this done. We have to get this done. That is only one of the things that she is promising to do. But I think that this is a winning team. And I've talked to Republicans who are going to be voting for Kamala Harris. It is time to go. It is go time. It is go time. The Harris campaign is raising money at a level that has never been seen before. And if you can get involved, you give money, you don't have to give money, but you need to share. You need to come out and vote. You need to make sure that you're registered. You need to talk to other folks. We have to save America. Donald Trump is someone who does not care about this country. He cares about his own pockets. And here's the thing. Donald Trump, even if he gets found guilty on everything, all the charges, he gets found guilty on everything, he's not going to jail. I don't think he's going to jail. Now, I mean, maybe they might put him on house arrest like they did to a friend of the show, Marilyn Mosby. They might do that. But they're not putting the orange guy in jail the way that we know it, right? But let's think about this. This is someone who cozies up the dictators, right? Putin, he claims Putin's his friend so much. Putin ain't his friend. Right? Putin ain't even his friend. Putin just gave Donald Trump last week the biggest middle finger, right? And so what we really need, he talked about, I can get the hostages released. Hostage, if you could have got a hostage released, why didn't you get them released when you were president? These hostages were, whatever. Anyway, but Donald Trump, he says things. He just throws a whole bunch of stuff at the wall to see what sticks. That's what he does. This is not who we need as president. And JD Vance, come on. JD Vance, this guy is not someone that we would want a heartbeat away from the highest office in America. Can you imagine JD Vance is the most powerful person in the world? No, you can't imagine that. That would be horrible, terrible. That just would be terrible. So the presidential election, we are 89 days away. Vice President and Democratic presidential nominee officially, Kamala Harris, has chosen Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate. And she really hopes to shore up her campaign standing in the upper Midwest. It is a critical region in presidential politics, and it is definitely going to be a buffer for Democrats who are seeking the White House. So we're going to continue to follow this. We're going to talk tomorrow and more about her rallies in Wisconsin and Michigan that happened today. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. We're also going to talk about the DPW worker that was tragically, someone who lost their life. We're going to talk about Mayor Brandon Scott's response to the DPW worker that lost his life. And we are going to, kind of dive into that a little bit. We're also going to be joined by Republican candidate for mayor Shannon Wright, and she has her thoughts on what she calls the avoidable death of the DPW worker Ronald Silver II. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. A lot of things. Let me see. We got a comment here. Let's check this out. And this is coming off of Twitch. So Twitch user says that I felt Harris should have thought outside of the box and picked a Republican from Texas or Florida. Both have one of the largest electoral votes, and they recommended John Cornyn from Texas work to pass bills with both sides of the aisle. A Harris-Cornyn ticket could have turned Texas blue. For Florida, Marco Rubio Harris would have taken Florida from Trump. Okay, so this is an interesting suggestion. So this viewer says that Harris should have picked a Republican in order to flip some of those states. Now, while I think that's definitely thinking outside the box, a lot of folks would have been uncomfortable with that both ways. And so somebody like John Cornyn or Marco Rubio, let's start with Marco Rubio. I don't think that Marco Rubio would have aligned himself with Kamala Harris. I don't. He is somebody that was in consideration for the VP slot with Trump. So I don't know if he would have even agreed to that. That would have been a very, I don't know, that would have been a really wild move. I think that would have been a careless move. John Cornyn as well. I don't know if either one of those guys, I understand the concept of trying to flip Texas or flip Florida. I don't know if either one of those gentlemen alone would do that. I don't think that Kamala Harris is the type of candidate that could flip those states, even with a John Cornyn or a Marco Rubio involved, let alone the fact that I don't think that either one of those guys would have been interested in being a VP for Kamala Harris. They have both spoke kind of reckless about her. They're traditional Republicans, but with Trump being involved, they've become sycophants. It's an interesting thought, though. I think that Texas can be flipped. I don't know if Kamala Harris can do it. With the inclusion of Tim Walz, can either one of these politicians flip Texas to the Democrats or flip Florida to the Democrats? I don't know. I don't even think that's in the strategy. It's such a risk to do a unity ticket. When you can do it, it's amazing. But I think the closest that we're going to get to a unity ticket is somebody like Tim Walz, who can appeal to a broad, just a broad sample of the population. He can appeal to those independents. He can appeal to those never Trump Republicans. He can appeal to some disenchanted MAGA Republicans. And he definitely can appeal to the Democrats. He's the type of guy that people like, I know somebody like that. I mean, and black people, Spanish people be like, that's a cool white guy, and I think we all know somebody that's like that. And I think that the Tim Walz and definitely this Twitch user, I respect the suggestion and I get it. But I think that sometimes we can be, we can overthink a situation. I think that would be an overthought of the situation, trying to flip it with a Republican choice. I don't know if we are right there, but we'll continue to watch this. We'll continue to talk about it. And as I said, tomorrow we'll be back here at 6 p.m. We will be joined by Shannon Wright, and we will also be talking about Brandon Scott, Mayor Brandon Scott, Mayor of Baltimore, Brandon Scott, his words and his thoughts on the death of the DPW worker who passed away. We're going to talk about that. And then Shannon Wright is going to give her thoughts on that as well. And of course, we have more to talk about with regards to the 2024 presidential election. As always, you can support the Diamond K Show and On Fire TV via paypal.me/Radio On Fire. Of course, on Cash App, I'm $ the Diamond K Show. You can become a member today on ONFIRE-TV.com/join. And if you are not subscribed, subscribe to us, youtube.com/djdiamondk. You can contact me for booking or interview info, more info, advertising, all that good stuff. djdiamondk@gmail.com. We have packages so you can advertise your product, service, or event. We can mention your event on air, social media posting, digital commercials, and all that good stuff. And you can find out that information at ONFIRE-TV.com. You can stream the show anywhere you get your podcasts. Just search the Diamond K Show, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc., etc. So as I said, I'll be back here tomorrow. And as always, stay up.